outfield. That one's going to get down. Coming around to Zach Norman. That one gets through.
We're live from Valentin Stadium here in Wilmer, Minnesota. I'm Tyler Gustafson alongside Gavin Watson. Gavin, tell us about our matchup here tonight.
Tonight's matchup features the Wilmer Stingers, who are 5-1 over their last 6 games. And the Minot Hot Tots come into this one looking to turn things around and make a playoff push in the second half.
Yesterday, the Stingers were the Beatles in Alexandria, and they took on the Hot Tots and won by a score of 15-7.
Armani Guzman has been extremely hot recently. He has boosted his average to .346 over his last 5 games.
Anthony Temesvari was fantastic last time the Hot Tots came to Wilmer, hitting 2 homers in the same game.
Max Butenbach has provided the power recently, hitting 2 home runs over his last 8 games in action.
And for the Great Plains Division standings in the West, we have quite the battle. The Rocks are on top with a half-game lead on the Big Six and the Moondogs, while the Stingers sit in 4th, but they are just 1.5 games behind. The Hot Tots are 5 games back, and they need every win they can get. Now, Gavin, give us a look at the keys of the game.
For the Stingers, they need to score big. The offense came alive yesterday, scoring 15 runs. They're going to need to continue that trend into the playoffs. Be patient. The Stingers walked 6 times, and they'll need to do that again tonight. And the power is back. The Stingers hit 3 home runs and 3 doubles in yesterday's contest.
For Minot, they need smart pitching, and they need to command the zone. They need a solid bullpen. The Hot Tots blew a game in the bottom of the 7th inning yesterday, and they can't do too much. They just need to try to move base runners around.
A couple of fun players to watch. First, for the Minot Hot Tots, All-Star Matt Toomey has remained a key part of this lineup all season long. He's batting .312 with 3 home runs and a .427 on-base percentage.
And Stingers first baseman Liam Bushy is hitting .389 with 6 runs batted in over his last 4 games. He remains an impact player in the middle of the lineup every single game for the Stingers.
On the bump for the Hot Tots, Nolan Hines. He'll be making his 13th appearance of the season. He's pitched 22 innings, recording an ERA of 8.59 with 14 strikeouts.
And for Wilmer, Adam Urban is back on the mound. The righty has pitched a team-leading 37 2/3 innings, with a 5.73 ERA, and he's been reliable all season long. In his last start against Thunder Bay, he went 6 innings, allowing just 2 earned runs. First pitch from the Beehive is coming up next. We'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups after this short break on the Northwoods League Sports Network. Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining us here on the Northwoods League Sports Network. I'm Tyler Gustafson alongside Gavin Watson, and tonight we have s'mores and campfire night here at Valentin Stadium. It's going to be a fun game between the Minot Hot Tots and the Wilmer Stingers. Let's take a quick look at the visiting batting order for the Hot Tots. Leading off is the shortstop Ryan Castro. Batting second is the first baseman Blake Cavell. Batting third is the second baseman Ethan Reeder. Cleaning up is the DH Matt Toomey. Batting fifth is the left fielder Rowan Felsch. Hitting sixth is the right fielder Justin Rumfield. Batting seventh is the center fielder Zach Doyle. Hitting eighth is the third baseman Robbie Dimitri, and rounding things out at the bottom of the order is the catcher Andrew Marquis. So that will be the lineup for the Hot Tots. They need to get some offense going here early, and they're taking on this defense for the Stingers. In left field is Max Butenbach. In center is Cody Nidowitz. In right is Riker Edwards. At third base is Charlie Shao. At shortstop is Colton Griffin. At second base, Armani Guzman. At first base, Matthew Pena. And behind the dish is Eli Duncan, and he'll be catching for Adam Urban. Adam Urban has pitched 37 2/3 innings. He's been very reliable for this Stinger squad. Tell me a little bit about our starter here tonight, Gavin.
Yeah, Adam Urban, his last time out, went 6 innings. He gave up 7 hits, but only allowed 2 earned runs with 6 strikeouts. He's been looking really sharp for the Stingers team as of late. He's gone over 6 innings twice now for the Stingers squad. And after last night's outing, only 1 inning out of their starter, Ben Ersfeld, they would love a good amount of depth out of Urban. Urban's got a curveball and a slider that's sitting right around that 80-mile-an-hour mark, with a fastball up in the 90s, so a flamethrower here for the Stingers.
He was a freshman this past year at the University of Minnesota. Didn't get a whole lot of innings for the Gophers, so now he's getting some innings here in the Northwoods League, and he has looked impressive. And the Stingers are going to need him to step up in a big way here to end this season, as the Stingers lost a couple of their key starters. Porter Bursma and Jake Lenke are both now off the roster, headed back to Georgia Tech. So we're getting ready for first pitch to Ryan Castro. Right now you can see the Stingers are wearing their S'mores uniforms. It's a little bit of a rebrand here tonight. The Wilmer S'mores taking on the Minot Hot Tots. Yesterday, the Stingers were in Alexandria as the Beatles, and they won that game 15-7. It was an offensive onslaught in Alexandria.
I feel like all of the jerseys that they've worn this season have just been amazing. They've really creative jersey designs.
First pitch is rocketed back up the middle by Ryan Castro. He'll have a leadoff single. Well, that's not exactly how you want to start things off if you're Adam Urban. Not a terrible pitch, though. Castro just able to get the barrel out on that fastball down low. And
yeah, located well down at the knees, but Castro just times up the fastball there.
And that's something you'll see from this Hot Tots lineup. It's not a terrible lineup in terms of offense. They've just struggled on the pitching side of things a little bit more, and that's why they're 12-15 here in the second half. Blake Havel has been fantastic. He's the first baseman here tonight, batting second in this order. He's hitting .349 with 6 home runs on the season. Takes a pitch down low, 2-0. Havel is kind of a tone setter for this Hot Tots lineup. 33 RBIs on the season. Big power threat. Pitch inside, gets away from Eli Duncan behind the plate, but he's able to collect it without allowing Castro to move up.
Well, yeah, and with a lot of these teams, the top 4 teams in the Great Plains West are within a game and a half of each other. So the Hot Tots looking to play a little bit of spoiler here against the Stingers and take a game here. Move the Stingers a little bit out of playoff position.
The Hot Tots not totally eliminated yet, but they need to win pretty much everything now if they want a chance to make it into the playoffs. Like you said, the top 4 teams of the Great Plains West are all within a game and a half of each other. The Stingers right now 4th in the division, 1.5 games behind the Rocks. Mankato and the Big Sticks are both tied at a half game back of St. Cloud. So it will be a race right down to the finish. The Stingers pretty much need to win the second half here if they want a chance to get in the playoffs. If the Rocks do win the second half, then it goes to overall record, the second best overall record in the Great Plains West. And right now the Big Sticks have a pretty decent size lead on the Stingers in that department.
Yeah, and we've seen the Stingers all season long get hot and cold. They're going to need to get hot for this end of the season here if they want to make a good playoff push this season.
0-2 to Ethan Reeder, the second baseman. Reeder batting .328. The top 4 guys in this Hot Tots lineup are all batting right around .300. So they know how to start off games right. Yesterday they scored 4 in the first inning against Ben Ersfeld. That took him out of the game. 1-2, 2 on, nobody out. Urban trying to get that first big out of the inning. A nice breaking ball, just misses up high.
It's a great pitch on 1-2 there for Urban. Just a little high, but that's a great pitch there and a good chase pitch. But good job by Reeder to hold off.
Count even, 2-2. Swing and a miss. 88 miles an hour on that fastball. Reeder went down swinging. That's a big first out.
Yeah, especially with some traffic already on the bases for Urban, just to get that first out and settle you down a little bit.
almost looks like that cutter there out of the hand. Urban throws fastball, cutter, slider, and occasionally he'll mix in a changeup as well. There's that slide piece that misses outside at 78, 1-0. Now Matt Toomey, the player to watch, DHing in this Hot Tots lineup tonight. 1 for 5 yesterday with 2 runs. And now he gets hit by a pitch. So the bases are loaded very quickly here. Only 12 pitches for Adam Urban. And he'll be facing the 5th batter of the inning.
Yeah, and this will be a good test here for Adam Urban of if he's able to work out of some trouble. We've seen some starts this year where he hasn't looked the sharpest, but let's see if he can figure it out and really find his command here.
Well, and he's a guy when he really gets into a rhythm, he can get rolling. In his last outing, he went 6 innings like we talked about against the Border Cats, and he only allowed 2 earned runs because he really got into a rhythm and he was able to go deep into that game.
Well, even when he pitched against these Hot Tots on the 19th, he went only 2 1/3 innings because of the rain delay, but he worked a very clean first inning and really found his groove with 3 up, 3 down, and that breaking ball was working really well on the outside half, but again, the rain and the weather kind of ended that start for Urban, unfortunately, but interesting to see if he can figure out his command here.
Yeah, he can have some really good starts if he can control the fastball and breaking stuff. But he can also have some blow-up starts. We've seen that a few times throughout this season. He misses outside 1-0. On the 12th against the Big Sticks, he pitched 2 innings and gave up 7 runs.
Well, last night against the Hot Tots, the Stingers bullpen used 4 pitchers, so not necessarily the most rested bullpen for Coach Johnson today.
Yeah, he needs Urban to throw strikes and throw them often. Rowan Felsch is up to the plate. The left fielder batting .212. Takes a big swing, 1-2. That's that cutter again, moving inside to the lefty. 1-2, 1 out. Fastball up high, 92 miles an hour. We've seen Urban's velo kind of creep up throughout the summer. It seems like he's gaining a couple of miles per hour on that fastball.
Yeah, and just to think this kid's just a freshman, so much room to improve and grow for the University of Minnesota. So this is going to really be a kid to watch over the next 4 years.
He's certainly had his fair share of dominant outings this season. 2-2 count to Felsch. Swinging a foul back. Well, Urban was able to get the strikeout with 2 on and nobody out. Strikeout here would maybe help Urban get out of this inning scoreless. That would be the most ideal scenario. We'll see if he can deliver. 2-2, swing and miss. He does, 92 on the outer edge.
Yeah, really competitive at bat there for Adam Urban. Doing a great job of mixing up his pitches there.
Justin Rumfield in right field tonight, batting 175 this season. We get a look at that fastball, just a little up and out, and gets Felsch to swing under it. It's a called strike. Well, Urban has seemed to find the strike zone again after hitting Matt Toomey.
Well, and the good thing is that a lot of the misses that Urban is having here are competitive pitches and close. And that's what you want to see as your pitcher somewhere around the strike zone.
Rumfield with 5 knocked in this season. A good chance to add on to that total here. He hits one left side. Colton Griffin goes down to a knee, throws to third base, and in time! What a defensive play from Colton Griffin. And the S'mores get out scoreless here in the top of the first inning. On the Northwoods League Sports Network. So the Stingers get out of a jam, scoreless in the top of the first. No score here, bottom of 1 coming up next. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Stingers. Armani Guzman leading off, Cody Nidowitz batting second, Liam Bushy hitting third, Max Butenbach cleaning up, Matthew Pena batting fifth, Charlie Schau batting sixth, Riker Edwards batting seventh, Eli Duncan batting eighth, and at the bottom is the shortstop Colton Griffin. Guzman takes a pitch inside from Nolan Hines, who's on the mound here to start things off for the Hot Tots.
Just going back to last inning, Urban getting out of that jam is a big shift in momentum towards the Stingers. They've really done a great job. When things have gone well for the Stingers this season, it's felt like it started to roll for them. So maybe just them being able to get out of that jam is enough to start this offense up.
Nolan Hines trying to shut down this hot Stingers offense. Armani Guzman fouls one off left side, 2-2. Guzman, one of the fantastic players at the top of this lineup for the Stingers. He's batting .346 on the season. The 2-2 outside from Hines at 86.
Yeah, and this isn't a guy you want to walk. He has stolen 25 bases, as you see right there. That's good for 5th in the Northwoods League and the best on the team.
Swing and a miss. Chased up breaker. He goes down on strikes. Cody Nowitz is another guy that's been red hot for this Stingers offense. He'll be swinging it from the left side. Switch hitter went 1 for 3 in his last start. That came on Wednesday. Hines has pitched 22 innings so far this season for the Hot Tots, but the interesting thing is he has never gone that long into his outings. His longest appearance was only 3 innings, so he's mostly been used out of the bullpen for Minot. He's getting the start here tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long he's able to go. We talk about not necessarily stretched out to be a starter's length.
Maybe this will potentially be a bullpen game for Minot. They did use some arms last night, but we'll see. Nolan Hines hasn't been a guy with much length so far this season. 1-2 out. He's given up 21 earned runs in his 22 innings pitched. Good for an 8.59 ERA. Slow breaker hit high in the air, center field. Doyle out there in center, barely has to move to make the catch for the second out. Let's take a look at the defense here for the visiting Hot Tots. In left field will be Felsch. In center, Doyle. In right, Rumfield. At third base, Dimitri. At shortstop, Castro. At second base, Reeder. At first, Cavill. And Marquis is behind the plate as Liam Bushy pops one foul behind the dish. And that hits off the roof of the grandstand. 0-1. Liam Bushy, the player to watch here tonight for the Stingers. He is the definition of consistent. for the Singer squad. And he lines one into right field. That'll fall for a base hit. Liam Bushy doing what he does best, getting on base.
Yeah, and Liam Bushy's played a lot more as of the second half, and he's really started to find his way with the Stingers, and just keeps it rolling there. Take another look at the pitch. A breaking ball just stays a little bit up in the zone, and Bushy's able to handle it.
So now 1 on with 2 out. And the big left fielder, Max Butenbach, coming up to the plate. This guy, he just looks the part of a cleanup hitter. He's got a big frame, 3 home runs on the season for him.
Yeah, definitely an intimidating hitter in the box if you're Hines out there.
Batting .286 right now for the Stingers. Takes the ball inside. That's actually exactly his batting average for the University of Nebraska over his collegiate season this last year. So here's the 2-0. Bushy leading off. Butenbach pops one into shallow right field. And Doyle will call it off and make the catch for the 3rd out. So Bushy gets aboard, but the Stingers are not able to bring him around. 0-0. Top of 2 coming up next on the Northwoods League Sports Network.